guys, this is Bobby Rempe from Cleveland, Ohio, and you're listening to Barbecue Central.
Happy to have you aboard here for the Really Big Barbecue Show.
Boing. We cook because we have to, and we grill because we want to.
Hit me!
Fine, how's it going?
You have a great show. I'm a big fan.
Boing.
So what seems to be the problem here? This man looks like he's dead and he's in the crackle. Charbono! It's all about the charbono, dude!
Succulent fish. What?
He ate 54 wieners.
But listen, Lavernius, shut your face.
I'm shaking like a dog shit peach seeds.
We have top men working on it right now. Top men.
All right, welcome back, folks. It's the second hour of the Barbecue Central show. How about it? How about it?
Hit me!
Thanks again to Brad Leininger for coming on last segment.
Boing.
Still to come on the show this evening. Max Good talking about gifts. AmazingRibs.com comes out with their 2018 or their yearly gift-giving guide. And those things are all the rage this time of year, right? Everybody, every website, every forum, every blog, everybody has their gift-giving guides. This show kind of falls under the same suspect, although we did it in a much different way last week when we had the embedded correspondence segment on and we talk about top 10 gifts that we were recommending for people to buy for folks that are just getting into barbecue and grilling, or items that we felt you need to have if you're getting into it, or you know somebody that's getting into it. You know, don't be afraid to buy yourself some gifts. It's the holiday season, so whoop-de-doo and dickory-dock. Buy yourself a Thermapen. They were on sale last week. The $99 one was down $20. I think the classic one was down $20 as well, so that was towards $50 or $55. Never not buy yourself a barbecue gift if you're into it. It's only going to help everybody else enjoy barbecue better on the whole. But we brought a unique spin to the gift-giving guide because then we also talked about items on our wish list, big ticket items. A lot of people didn't know what the Grillworks was. I think the website is grillworks.com. I've been efforting Ben at Grillworks for months and months to talk about their product. I mean, the Grillworks stuff goes both in residential settings, but there are a number of high-end live fire restaurants that cook over wood or coals or both that have some type of a custom-made Grillworks setup. I believe Prime and Proper, which was a place that I had also mentioned in my wish list, is a place I would like to go to eat. By the way, Melissa Riome, Grill Mama, was up at Prime and Proper, I think, last week and said that it was life-changing. It was that good. If you know what I'm talking about, follow their Instagram account. But actually follow Walter. Oh, Walter, I'm going to blow your last name here. Well, look for Prime and Proper, and then there should be, I want to say Wafopple or something like that. But he is the meat guy. He is the in-house butcher at Prime and Proper. If you get to Detroit, go there. And I took a look at the pricing and the menu and what's on there, and I have to say, when it comes to high-end steakhouses, is it expensive? Yeah, show me one that isn't. Is it more expensive than any of the other prime steakhouses, like super high-end? No, it's not. I think there were one or two steaks that broached into that $100 plus range. One of them was the tomahawk because, mean, I know Pat LaFrieda and I talked about, is it a gimmick and is it not? I mean, it makes for great presentation, but I think you have to be paying for weight somewhere, right? The bone weighs something. So you cut off the bone, you're probably saving some money there. I don't know if it's taking it down to an $89 steak if you're paying for $40 worth of bone or not. But that one was like $135. I think there was another one, might have been that double porterhouse or something, was like $100 plus as well. But everything else was typically in that, 60 to 80, maybe $90 a steak. And if you're going to a really good high-end steak restaurant, you know what you're getting into, right? It's all going to be a la carte stuff. Sides probably come a little oversized, but you don't get one with your steak and you get two sides like you get at Outback Steakhouse or anything like this. That signature cocktail menu, all that. Look at me, I'm doing a commercial for Prime and Proper. Hook me up, Walter. Come on. Hey, don't forget to follow me socially. Again, that's at BBQ Central Show on Instagram and Twitter, /BBQ Central Show on the Facebook. Programming note, because this is the point in the show where I tell you, tune in to the John Cupo Show on WINT this Friday. That's a local Cleveland radio station that is not overly powerful in its reach right now. So WINTradio.com is typically the best way if you're not in that Lake Geauga, Cuyahoga County area, maybe Ashtabula. But if you're not right there, it's going to be kind of a tough way to hear me. So WINTradio.com also has a live feed, so you can listen to that across the world. The program note is this: I will not.
Andrew, you are not the father.
I will not be on the John Cupo Show this Friday. I will be at the doctor's office getting a post-op checkup on the left ear. Hopefully, he'll tell me I can put in the other earbud, because I haven't had that in 6-7 weeks or however long it's been. I plan to return the following week. I don't think there's nothing on my schedule that would prohibit me otherwise, so I'm planning to be there for the following week and then, for the number of weeks after that. So if you were going to be tuning in this week just for me, it won't be me. Now, rumor has it, and I cannot confirm if it's dropped out or not, that the guy that I was supposed to have in the first segment, the first interview segment, Ray Lampe, will be in around that 8:30 area. So that's kind of right around the time I typically exit the show. I'm usually in around 7:30, and then I'm in for about an hour, and then they have a movie guy come in. He's a movie critic. So I'll have to confirm with John, but Ray might be on the show this coming Friday. So in lieu of hearing me, why not check out Ray Lampe? You didn't hear him on this show tonight. You can hear him on the John Cupo Show, WINT Radio. Again, locally, it's 101.5 FM and 1330 AM. I have to say, when we were going over the lists and things that you want with the embedded correspondence, I went out of my way to say that I am not a apron fan by any stretch of the imagination. I have never worn an apron. You couldn't possibly produce a picture of me with an apron on. I don't get aprons. I get the idea behind the apron. I get that part. Don't explain that to me. I understand what it's supposed to do. I find wearing them to be cumbersome. I don't think they help. I think they've really bastardized aprons too, with having beer holders across the chest and places to put ketchup and mustard and tongs and a retractable beer bottle top opener, things of this nature. Ridiculous. There's no man that's wearing that. There's definitely no female that's wearing that. There's no man that's wearing that. So I'm not pro apron guy. We established that last week. I am surprised how many of you are in the apron wearing army. Come on. Many of you chiming in through the course of last week, through the various platforms, mostly in direct messages, by the way, telling me I was way off base for my utter disdain for aprons. Hey, wear them if you want. I don't get it. Again, I don't like the way they look. I don't like the way they make me feel. On a really hot day, I really don't like the way they feel. I just don't like them. Don't send me one. It will go into the donation pile with the rest of the aprons I have gotten over the years. There have been plenty. Try my apron. Bubba, as I had mentioned, I have 75 barbecue t-shirts. If I get a little handsy on my shirts as I'm prepping and the shirt is dirty and it can't get washed out, I'll throw the shirt out. I'll buy my own Barbecue Central show shirts as aprons. They fit nice. They look better. I don't look like a tool. That's why t-shirts are cheap. You can throw them out. You don't feel that bad. Do you guys even wash your aprons? I bet 85% of you don't even properly care for that apron. It's just soaking up germs and rancid ickiness. I bet they're dirty, germ-infested rags that hang over your neck. I just throw my shirt out. I'm done with it. Hey, quick. Well, maybe I'll get to it. End of the show. I want to get you the full King of the Smoker results. I was too caught up in telling everybody how much aprons suck. Hey, I'll talk to you quickly about Green Mountain Grills. I sure will. If you're looking for some great pellet-fired cookers, Green Mountain Grills certainly got to be right up there at the top of the list to consider. They've been with the show for a number of years, sponsoring, long-time sponsor of the show, which I appreciate. Jason Baker and the gang out there. 3 different models to choose from, as I tell you each and every week. If you like the big stuff, Jim Bowie is the one you want. Cooks a tremendous amount of food. Bunch of different kinds of food. Has that half rack to increase cooking capacity. Also will accept the pizza oven insert if you want to get that. You just rip out the guts of the Jim Bowie and then put the pizza oven insert in there, and away you go. Now, if you're like something a little less, but you still want something to decorate the patio or deck, then the Daniel Boone is the next size down. Still, good amount of cooking capacity. Maybe you're a family of 2 or 3 at the most, or you don't throw big extravagant parties where you don't need the capacity of a Jim Bowie. Daniel Boone, certainly something that you want to take a look at. That one also can accommodate the pizza oven insert, which I highly suggest. If you get one or the other, it's hand in hand. You have to get the pizza oven insert. Now, maybe you buy either one of those or both of those, but you like to travel a lot. You're headlong in the tailgate season because football is just great and you can't get enough of it. Or, in Cleveland, the team blows. We were all brought back to reality last Sunday or this past Sunday with a monstrous stomp by the Texans saying, hey, remember, we're the Browns. We're showing signs, but hey, let's not be crazy, right? If you want something. So there's a lot of fans in Cleveland that just go to the Muni lot to tailgate, have a good time, get blasted, and then they drive home to watch the game. They don't even have tickets for the game. I'm sure there's a lot of other people that do that nationwide. Well, now, with the Davy Crockett, you can take a pellet-fired cooker with you, easy to travel. You're not sacrificing a tremendous amount of capacity for portability. If you don't have access to a traditional power outlet, you can plug it right into the 12-volt adapter of your car, truck, van, or SUV. It goes wherever you do. Plus, again, runs on wood pellets. It's great. GreenMountainGrills.com. That's GreenMountainGrills.com. Check them out. And we are back with Max Good from AmazingRibs.com. Stick around. Be right back.
The only show giving you a monthly visit from a doctor of barbecue. A man actually named Meathead. The author of a barbecue Bible. Bloggers, reviewers, competitors, and manufacturers by the dozens. It's the Barbecue Central Show. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
All right, this portion of the show being brought to you by Smithfield. That's right, Committed Cooks. Have you signed up to get your Smithfield Committed Cooks swag box? Head on over to SmokingWithSmithfield.com. That's SMOKIN. SmokingWithSmithfield.com. Limiting to the first 500 people that sign up. All you have to do, I think it's pay $25. Then you get a swag box. I think you get over a couple $100 worth of Smithfield stuff, right? For just a $25 investment. So it doesn't get any better than that. Really nice. Again, that website, smokinwithsmithfield.com. That's smokinwithsmithfield.com. All right. Max Good from AmazingRibs.com is in tonight to help with some of the holiday cooker, holiday gift giving, and gadgetry buying because, hey, we are right in the heyday of buying stuff for the holiday season. So we'll go ahead and race to the hotline and welcome the keeper of the flame, Max Good, to the show. Oh, boy. Uh-oh. Great. He's not there either. What are we doing here? I think I'm going to get ready to quit the show. That's probably what's going to be happening if I'm not telling the truth. I can't have two of the longest segment guests not show up. If you're not going to show up for the show, do it on the 35s. Don't do it on the 14s. All right, now I got to go back through Tuesday. I'm on to other stuff. Thought we were scheduled for 8:14. What? Max, come on. Are we doing anything? Blah, blah, blah. Hell freezing over. I got to go back through. Did we talk times? Man, oh man. Listening to the show. Did you want to do the segment? Yes, I want to do the segment. What's a wassail? Had my segment on, ready to wassail. I don't even know what that means. Ready to wassail. Well, it looks like Max was ready to go in Dr. Barbecue's segment, which, of course, we would never do. He's always the first Tuesday of the month guest at 9:14. And Max is out. All right. Well, the 14s are out.
Get that big stuff out of here.
Wow. I'm pretty surprised. Not going to lie, pretty surprised. Well, that will allow me to get to the 2018 full King of the Smokers results. By the way, if you have any questions or concerns, 216-220-0966. Again, that number is 216-220-0966. How does it all go awry like this? I'm pretty much a stickler for sticking to and or hitting times here, so we'll have to go back through the full email archives and see exactly what the hell happened. But right now, things are bad. Let me shoot a quick email. What is Max up to? It's 9:14 where he's at. Give me a break. What are you up to, Max? There's no football on tonight. You a Bulls fan, Max? Are you ready for Paul Boylan's first game coaching as a head coach? Of course. All right, so I am out to him. We'll see if we get any response. I would imagine that's going to be dead in the water. If you want to jump in, looks like we got an open segment. You can talk to me about some barbecue or grilling take that you might have. 216-220-0966. If you want to email me, Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com. Here are your 2018 full King of the Smoker results as we had them on last segment. Getting Basted. That's Brad Leininger and the gang out there. Second place, or reserve grand champion, 1-2 barbecue. Points-wise, Getting Base had 699.3, so just shy of 700. Second place was 2 points behind them, a little less than 2 points. As I'd mentioned before with Brad, third overall, Bunch of Swines. Shake and Bake Barbecue, number 4. That's kind of his Brad's buddy, Tim Shearer. Tallest man in barbecue currently. I don't know if that's the world or just domestically, but he's pretty tall, like 6'8" or something like that. Fifth place, Iowa Smoky D's. Now, here's where it gets interesting because 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th place were all separated by 0.6 of a point or less. In fact, 5th and 6th are ties. So Iowa Smoky D and Buckshot Barbecue are technically tied by score, 693.0744 for each. Iowa Smoky D's is slotted 5 and Buckshot is slotted 6th. Rio Valley Meats, 693.0628. Shake and Bake, again, had 693.6. So, again, 0.6 just separating those 4 spots. So, scoring very tight. 8th place overall, Shiggin' and Grinnin'. My guys in Minnesota. Love those guys. 9th place, Justin McGlone, Lucky's Q, 691. So, not even a point separating 8th and 9th. 0.6 separating 9th and 10th, Wolf's Revenge Barbecue in 10th place. Here he is, Butcher Barbecue in 11th with a 690.2. I mean, look how tight the scoring is when you get into these slots. 12th place, Porky Butts was a 0.03 of a point off of Dave Bosca. Gray Street Barbecue was 687, so there's a bigger gap there, 2 points and so. Tuffy Stone at Cool Smoke, 14th overall. Former overall grand champ at King of the Smoker, 15th overall here at Big T's Q Crew. 16th place, and I believe a former champ at King of the Smoker, Little Pigtown. 17th overall, Clark Crew Barbecue. 18th place, Ernest Cervantes, Burnt Bean Company. 19th place, and former King of the Smoker winner, I believe, Tippy Canoe Barbecue. 20th place, and also former winner, I believe, Pigskin Barbecue. 21st place overall, Big Bob Gibson's. That's Chris Lilly and the gang. 22nd place overall, Pit Boss Smokers. 23rd place overall, Smokin' Hogs Barbecue, Massachusetts. That's a Commonwealth. And 24th place overall, Smokin' Triggers. Now, I know a lot of you are looking for me to pile on here, and I am not going to pile on. First place to 24th place, 40, what is that? 51 points. So pretty decent spread from, first to 24th, but man, oh man. 23rd and 24th only separated by not even 3 points. And then as you start to go up the point, from the biggest gaps are like 1 and 2. And then 13 and 14. Otherwise, it's points or less, hundreds, fractions of points. As I had mentioned, 4th and 5th place, or 5th and 6th place, were ties, 693.074 for both Iowa Smoky D's and Buckshot. So I think that speaks to the quality of the team that is cooking at King of the Smokers, obviously. But then, more importantly, everybody wants to go to win, and I believe it's been said by a number of the pitmasters, kind of tongue-in-cheek, but I doubt at all tongue-in-cheek. It's not necessarily who's finishing first, it's who's 24th. Because nobody wants to be 24th in that group, I guarantee, because everybody is ultra competitive. But it's about raising the money for the charities, the Casey Lee Ball Foundation, of course, and whatever the other charities are that are benefiting from there as well. That's first and foremost. I think a lot of the teams understand that. It's obviously paramount to why Sterling's doing this in the first place. So he wants to showcase the best teams. He's inviting the best teams across the world that he thinks should be cooking there. I think that was well represented, of course, this time around. But, man, that is tight scoring, man. Wow. Still no Max Good, by the way. Not here. Wow. And then there's this from the SandhillsExpress.com website. Student reports illness after consuming kangaroo meat at a West Nebraska school. You know, some of the students at a Western Nebraska high school and junior high may have fallen ill after consuming chili with kangaroo meat mixed with beef last week. News Channel Nebraska first reported that mystery meat in chili served at Potter Dix High School and junior high was of the marsupial mix. The school's head cook, Kevin Friel, said he added the kangaroo meat for its nutritional value and because it's a lean cut. What? Kevin? While it's unknown the extent of the illness and whether or not they were brought on by the meat, Potter Dix Superintendent Mike Williams fielded several complaints from concerned parents. In a quote, "I've heard reports of that, but like our statement said, I'm just going to say at that." Williams wrote a letter to parents on Wednesday and said the school will no way be serving food of this nature again, period. Williams had no comment on the job status of Friel. Is it illegal to eat kangaroo meat? No surprise here, for as much as I am up on my horse meat legalities, which, by the way, if, what's this guy's name? Kevin Friel would have served kangaroo meat, he would be fired right now. That's totally illegal. Totally illegal. And the upheaval would be the likes few have ever seen, had it been horse meat. Is kangaroo meat illegal to eat? According to the Kinger, kangaroo meat is sold here. Well, you live in Canada, Kinger. I'm talking about the great state of America. Because horse meat is also legal in Canada, as we know. In Nebraska and the other contiguous 48s, I know I said that wrong. It was on purpose. It was a joke. And another quote, I'm not going to discuss that. Like I said, our statement is our statement. According to KSID Radio, Friel was fired from the school district this week. What? Williams says the meat, which is approved by USDA meat inspectors, was purchased from a food and service provider, Sysco. He doesn't think it's unhealthy or dangerous. What? There's a USDA stamp of inspection on this kangaroo? Why was this guy fired? Because he chopped up a little kangaroo meat? Because he didn't want to continue to stuff fat down your kids' throats and wanted to lean it up a little bit? Have any of you had kangaroo meat before? I doubt it. I think it's pretty forthright of this Kevin Friel for saying, hey, guess what? Kids are sick. I don't know why they're sick. Maybe it's because cafeteria food on the whole blows, but I'm here to tell you, I'm not contributing to their morbid obesity of this generation. I took out 80% of the fat beef and put in kangaroo. It's 97.83 lean. Tastes good. By the way, if you're wondering, ground kangaroo meat is $15 a pound. Last time I checked, that's $6 more a pound than ground sirloin or whatever the 97%. Is it 97% beef? That's like $9 a pound, I think. $15 a pound. I'm pretty sure that Kevin Friel was fired not necessarily for putting the kangaroo meat into the food. The bean counter for the school saw the Cisco tab and it said kangaroo meat at $15 a pound, and he probably brought 25 pounds. They're like, holy crap. How did our Cisco bill go up by so much in one order? What is this $15 a pound for Joey meat? What did he make again? Meat mixed with beef. Oh, I don't know, man. I mean, mystery meat chili. So typically chili is simmered. Come on. I don't know why this guy was fired. Let me rephrase that. I know exactly why this guy was fired, but he did nothing illegal. So if you have kids, I want to know this either in instant chat or through email as you're getting this on podcast. If you have kids in school and it was found that the lunch lady, or man in this case, subbed out some of the beef for kangaroo meat because it's more lean and probably a healthier alternative. And I have to imagine in a chili, middle school and high school palates aren't necessarily refined. I don't know if they're going to be able to tell the difference when they stick that first spoonful of chili in their fat face. Oh, wait. What? Hey, Tim. What is that flavor explosion on my palate? I don't know, Steve. Tastes like kangaroo. It does? There's no way they knew that. And that simmers and simmers, so I'm sure the heat is it's way overcooked, right? Everything in the lunchroom is overcooked. Most of that meat is irradiated. I think Meathead proved that out years ago. They're getting their hands on irradiated meat. Eradicated meat. There's no meat anymore. It's eradicated. Give this guy his job back. He's just trying to be a little bit more broad-based in his meat offerings in the lunch line. Mystery meat chili. What would be the greatest is if on the menu it literally said mystery meat chili on Thursday. Then who knows what's in that meat? It's mystery meat. But it's not 80-20 beef helping you keep your kids not fat. That's what it's not. It's kangaroo meat. It's lean. Tenderloins of kangaroo are $17.50 a pound. I can get 2 pounds of pork tenderloin for $8. Is it even that much? Did Kevin go into his own pocket? Irradiated food. Oh, most people don't know. They don't? Schools are not looking to get sued last time I checked. They don't want any ickies. They will irradiate everything. They'll irradiate the kids if they could. Those disease carriers running around the school spreading germs. So, Kevin, my condolences. If you would love to come on this show so we can talk about the kangaroo meat incident of 2018 in western Nebraska. Where's that? Is that Lincoln? Is that Bugahaw? If this story was horse meat, he probably just would have been taken right to the firing range and summarily shot. It's kangaroo meat, man. It's USDA inspected. 100% legal. Give this guy his job back. Give me a break. All right, folks, let me talk to you quickly about Cook Shack, makers of smoker ovens for barbecue lovers with any amount of experience, whether you barbecue in the backyard, on the competition circuit, or in a 5-star dining facility. Cook Shack has the unit that will do the job. And with a full line of barbecue sauces, spices, pellets, and wood chunks, it's the perfect one-stop shop. Cook Shack strives to be your barbecue resource center by offering cooking classes, online recipes, how-to videos, 2 blogs, Smoke and Grilling 101s, a video cooking classroom. Check out their website at cookshack.com or follow them on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Pinterest, or Google+. Get advice and share your passion for barbecue on their world-class barbecue forum. Cook Shack pellet-fired smokers are the choice of champions because they were designed by a champion, Ed Fast Eddie Morin. The FEC 100, PG 1000, always customer favorites. The PG 1000 can double as a smoker and a grill. Low and slow, hot and fast, the pellet grill line gives you the most for your money. Cook Shack residential electric smokers are the #1 smoker in the industry. So if you're not into the pellet cookers, their electric smokers are second to none. Anything you can cook in your oven, you can make in a Cook Shack. Passion and dedication drives Cook Shack's manufacturing, with quality always being at the forefront. Get the best in barbecue since 1962. Call 800-423-0698. That's 800-423-0698 or visit cookshack.com. SteakAger coming up. Stick around, be right back.
Continuing to produce incredibly mediocre content in an exceptionally professional way. You're listening and watching the Barbecue Central Show. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
All right, welcome back. This portion of the show being brought to you by Fireboard. Monitor up to 6 different temperatures simultaneously. Connect to Wi-Fi for cloud-based monitoring, or connect via Bluetooth. And if you have Alexa or the Google Assistant in your home, you're in luck because Fireboard is fully integrated with both. Find out more by visiting fireboard.com or call 816-945-2232. That's 816-945-2232. Ted Conrad and the gang over at Fireboard. Shout out! Hate saying shout out. In 2018, the dry-aged beef movement has grown and certainly become even more popular as it relates to being able to do it at home. Pat LaFrieda talked about it on the show this year. Just Pryles did a 3,000-word paper on dry aging in March. Products continue to hit the market, and the visibility on restaurant menus continues to grow by the day. My next guest first appeared on this show back in 2016, almost 2 years ago to the day, with a product that helped the home dry aging enthusiast. 2 years later, where does the product stand? Well, let's go ahead and race to the Traeger Grills hotline and welcome back Frank Rizzo. Frank, how are you, buddy?
Hello, how are you, my friend?
Doing absolutely fabulous, Frank. Appreciate you making time for the show here and kind of jumping in last second.
Absolutely.
But, as I had mentioned in the open, Frank, in November of 2016, you come on the show. We talk about the original SteakAger and how it was going to help folks achieve that dry aging process at home. And then fast forward 2 years, and the demand for dry aged beef from, I guess, both a consumer and restaurant side, in my estimation, has really jumped. And for the folks who might have missed our first conversation, what was that motivation for you that got the original SteakAger to market?
It was going to a really fancy steakhouse, like David Burke's Prime House, and the understanding that you could get a ridiculous quality steak that was way beyond what you would buy at your local grocery store. And that's what was the genesis of this whole idea. And then it exploded when we went through the process of building the original SteakAger, and people talked about it, and they wanted bigger ones, and they wanted more capacity, and they wanted a separate refrigerated unit. And we hadn't anticipated, what the public really wanted and where it would go. And so we've marched on this path over the last, we haven't talked to you in 2 years, right? I mean, it's been ridiculous. It's exploded in terms of where we've gone and the the acceptance by the public. It's been really great.
Frank, one of the other questions that I had was, seeing an increase or interest in the dry-aged beef, and I was wondering, and it sounds like you're a believer as well, or you can at least prove it out, if what I'm seeing is just something that I'm trying to make relevant for myself and for the show, or if this is something that the actual market is dictating, because you're obviously somebody that would see that.
Yeah, I don't know. The market's dictating this because it's that once we brought it home, right? I mean, and we made an active participation with Kingsford, the charcoal brand, the number one charcoal brand in the country, going back to, when Thomas Edison built the original charcoal plant. And we said, oh my God, this is the best association, because it's about backyard grilling. It's about deliciousness. It's about providing a steakhouse quality experience to the home griller. And we really, we honed in on that mantra, and that's why we partnered with Kingsford, because we understood that resonation of the brand of Kingsford and the quality that comes from a great steakhouse, whether it's a Capital Grill or a Morton's or your local place, those two things combined, if you could put those in your backyard, it's just magic. It really is.
Frank, I want to talk to you a little bit about that partnership or affiliation with Kingsford, because it wasn't there when we had talked 2 years ago, but when I was looking to get the rebook here, obviously very prominent on the website. You go to the SteakAger.com and you can see the Kingsford brand all the way around there. So how did that partnership or affiliation come? Was that your approach or their approach?
No, it was our approach. I was looking for a preeminent backyard, quintessential 100% American brand that would bring our brand to life. And I reached out to them through an affiliation, a couple of people that I knew, and they looked at it and they said, wow, this is a perfect brand extension, because, they dominate the charcoal market, right? They're 90% of the charcoal market, and it's 100% brand recognition. And we said, oh, this is the perfect way to take what was kind of an exclusive experience, right? In other words, if you think about, a really high-end steakhouse, and how could you translate that into an experience that would be, a family backyard barbecue? And the confluence of those two brands and those two ideas was what led me to them. And we had long discussions, obviously. And when it came to the end, they said, we love it. We love it. It's a perfect idea. And that's what happened.
So from a business perspective, do they buy the SteakAger and now you're kind of helping steer that portion of the business, or what's the actual business relationship with you guys?
No, we license their name. We strictly license their name. But it goes beyond that, because what they've done is they've helped us build our own brand, and they forged a contractual 10-year relationship. We're kind of like the little brother, where they're willing to bring us along and give us all of the knowledge and wisdom of a consumer products brand that's 110 years old, and take us to the marketplace.
Let's talk about the SteakAger and how it works. And I guess first, let's start with that flagship product, which is the one that went into the refrigerator that we had talked about a couple years ago, and then we'll go into the freestanding units after that.
Sure. So the original has not changed, other than the fact that we've changed the way we produce it. It's now an injection molded product. We avoided that because we didn't have the cash to actually build the molds and the rest of the stuff. But it's the same animal. It's designed for that person who's got a second refrigerator and is looking for a delicious steak experience on the second level below the cupcakes and the pizza and the rest of the stuff. It's the same animal. And so what we did beyond that was we replicated that experience, but we made it as a refrigerated model. So our Master 15 is exactly the same size as the original, but it's got a compressor in it. So you could stick it in the laundry room, or it has a really nice LED lit front, so you could put it in your study, or you could put it in your home office. And then up from there, we said, okay, people want volume. And so what we did was we created the Master 30. And the numbers after the master, replicate the pounds of beef that you can actually put inside the unit.
Okay.
So we've got the Master 15, which is basically a replica. Like I said, it's a replica of the original. So you can put about 15 pounds of beef in there, single cut. The 30, you can get double of that. And then the 45 it's just a beast. You can put literally 45, 50 pounds worth of beef in there. And we're coming out with a hanging rack on the 45, which will allow you to actually hang beef with the hook it would look like a butcher shop.
So I've had a number of some of the higher-end meat purveyors. Pat LaFrida's been on the show a couple times. I've had some other folks. Snake River Farms has been on, and obviously we've talked about dry aging. LaFrida's 75% of his meat business, he says, is dry aged in some form or fashion. So, I mean, it was just a ridiculous percentage, and he's got huge rooms. They're doubling the size of the dry aging because of how popular it is now. When you're doing it at home, it's exactly the same process as you would get at some of these names that I had just mentioned, or does it change a little bit because of its residential and the size and what you have to take into account?
No, it's 100% duplicative. It's exactly the same process. We've miniaturized. We've taken Pat LaFrida, his dry aging room, and we've shrunk it down, and we've put it either in the box for the original that goes inside your refrigerator, or we've made a refrigerated unit that does exactly the same thing. So literally, you can go and buy choice beef at a Kroger or a Shaw's or whatever your grocery store is. When they put that on sale, a ribeye roast that's going to cost you $6.99 a pound or $7.99 a pound, stick it in there, age it for a ridiculous amount of time, because if you're going to buy dry aged beef, no one wants to go between more than 20 or 21 to 28 days. And that's not the sweet spot. The sweet spot is 50, 55, 60 days. And once you get there, that's where the magic happens. And that's where everyone's missing the premise of buying stuff. But even if you want to buy Pat LaFrida's beef, he's going to charge you $40, $60, $80 a pound, and it's going to come to you either frozen or you're going to pay an exorbitant amount for overnight rates. And you can duplicate this thing. It's really our system. The way what we've put together is better than what he has, for sure.
From a price point on the models, where are we at?
The original, it stayed the same. It'll hold anywhere from 13 to 15 pounds worth of beef. So if you went in and you bought a 13-inch ribeye roast, that's what would fit in there, and that's $199. So if you have a second refrigerator, it fits in there perfectly. Mm-hmm. The second level up, which is the Master 15, that runs $349, and it's a self-contained refrigerated unit. You can set it, forget it. The next level up from that is the Master 30, which is $599, and that's holding 30 pounds worth of beef. So you carve that up and you've got two full, New York strips or two ribeye roasts. You're looking at, 18 to 20 steaks, minimum. Yep. And then the 45, you're looking at 4. I mean, you're basically a butcher shop at that point. I mean, it's just ridiculous, And once you see the hanging unit that's coming out, it's just wow.
What's the price point on the 45?
$7.99.
Do you have a percentage breakdown of what people are buying? Is there a more popular version? I mean, obviously the 45
the 30's flying off, and actually we already sold out of the 15s for Christmas.
Really? Wow.
I screwed up. I underbought the 15s. I didn't think it would be as popular as it is, but they're buying it like hotcakes.
Do you foresee going bigger than the 45, or that's just way too big for residential?
We are, for sure, absolutely. But it's going to be commercial. It'll be commercial. We're going to go into the commercial market because the commercial market's there for the local bistros that either want to be able to sell a Saturday night special of a ribeye roast, or take, and because our technology is so tight, right? So in other words, there's no waste. I mean, people talk about mold. I mean, and I cringe. I went on an Instagram post the other day that someone brought up the SteakAger, and she was like, and you can inoculate your fridge with mold. And I'm like, that should never happen, right? So what happens is everything we have is usable. So when you're done carving off the outside of the roast, if you don't have a grinder to take that outside pellicle and mix it 4-to-1 with a 80-20 chalk to make dry aged burgers, you could certainly put it in a pot with celery, carrots, and onions in order to make a dry aged stock. And the people that we sold this thing, this is the mantra, right? There's really no waste. The only thing that comes as a waste product coming out of the dry aging process is the fact you just dried out the water. So there's a misnomer in this whole thing, which we're trying very hard to go against the grain to fix this idea. So,
Frank, let's quickly talk about maintenance of these items or cleaning. Like after you're done aging, is there a cleaning out process that you need to do, or you just get another hunk of beef in there and start aging away?
Yeah. Well, so all our racks are stainless steel. The entire interior is made of ABS plastic. So you basically just have to go in with, we suggest, a vinegar and water mixture, and go in and just wipe it out, and then take the racks, put them in your dishwasher, run them through the cycle, and then you're good to go. I mean, there's nothing to do.
Is there a best place to put these units in your house if you have multi-levels? I mean, I know you said some of them have nice fronts with lights and stuff that you probably want to show off, but are there better areas in the house where they would perform better?
They have to be above 50 degrees Fahrenheit and below 95, based on the way the compressors. And the units we built are not built-ins. In other words, they're not designed to be a piece of cabinetry. So because the compressor in the back needs to breathe, and we need to understand exactly where they're at. But other than that, no. I mean, and they're a super nice display piece. I mean, we have an LED triple panel front. It's stainless steel with a stainless steel handbar. It's a very nice unit. It really is.
We're talking with Frank Rizzo from the SteakAger, the website, if you want to check it out, thesteakager.com. And now there are 3 models to choose from. I guess technically 4, but 3 freestanding, and then the original that goes in a separate refrigerator or an extra refrigerator. Frank, really appreciate the time tonight. Thanks for catching up, and we'll do it again soon.
Hey, can I give a super quick shout out?
Yeah, do it.
I would love to do this. I'm going to give off the 45, the Master 45. I would love to give everyone that's listening a 20% discount, and the coupon is Radio Steak.
Radio Steak, STEAK.
Radio Steak.
Right, Radio
Steak.
Yeah,
I mean, because I think it's such a display piece, and if you love beef, and the thing is, it's really nice about dried steak is that once you've driven the water out, it freezes perfectly. So you could buy 2 chunks of beef on sale and be eaten like a king till Memorial Day. Honestly.
Wow. Radio Steak gets 20% off the 45. Frank, really appreciate that, man.
Radio Steak, yes.
Awesome. Thanks again.
You're welcome.
There he is.
Thanks for having me on.
You got it.
I appreciate it.
Frank Rizzo.
Frank Rizzo.
Right there. 20% off. What? Yes. Who's ready to buy one? I'm ready to buy. If you're saving 20%, that's almost... You could probably resell it, right? Let me talk to you quickly about Big Papa Smokers, the one-stop online shop for all things barbecue. Their curated selection of only the best outdoor cooking and grilling supplies get you on the path to better barbecue results in no time. Everything at BigPapaSmokers.com has been Pitmaster approved by Sterling Big Papa Ball himself. The award-winning rubs, the sauces, the smokers, you know all about it. They got championship award-winning seasonings and rubs like Sweet Money, Cattle Prod, Cash Cow, just to name a few. 13, actually. They're perfectly balanced to transform ordinary meals into extraordinary. If you want to do that West Coast offense thing, because they do partner with Simply Marvelous, that's all you have to do. Buy some Big Papas, buy some Simply Marvelous, mix them together, and here we go. They also own Granny's barbecue sauce. If you're looking for a new go-to barbecue sauce, Granny's is the one you're going to want to try. All available at BigPapaSmokers.com. Aside from the premium selection of rubs and sauces, Big Papa Smokers offers the very best pellet, charcoal, and wood cookers available today. If you're looking for a versatile smoker, easy to use, check out the Mac 2-Star General Pellet Grill. Meathead also uses that. Big Papa Smokers, the exclusive Mac dealer. And they even offer special packages. Not a fan of the pellet smoker? Fine. Take a look at the Old Hickory Ace BP. It's the only charcoal smoker that Big Papa trusts on his competition trailer. If you're a backyard barbecue enthusiast looking for a durable and versatile grill that will last forever, the M Grill from Texas is just what you need. They're built like tanks. Not sure what grill you need? You really can't go wrong with any grill or smoker featured on BigPapaSmokers.com. There's something for every kind of backyard cooking budget. It's clear that Big Papa is the place to go for all things barbecue. If you have any questions, 877-828-0727. That's 877-828-0727. Or shop their website at BigPapaSmokers.com. That's BigPoppa Smokers.com. We're back to wrap the show right after this. Stick around. I'll be right back.
Whole packers, full racks, legs and thighs, injecting butts. If you've never heard this before, you might think you found the best XXX show ever. Let's get back to the most homoerotic host out there today, Greg Rempe.
All right, we are back. Thanks again to Frank Rizzo for joining me.
Rizzo.
Who?
Frank Rizzo.
Frank Rizzo. On the Master 45, retailing for, let's call it $800. If you want to save $160 or 20% off of that, Radio Steak is your coupon code at checkout. John Dawson, when he mentioned the Kingsford partnership, that's all I needed to hear. Oh, and they paid for that partnership. How is meat aging apparatus a fit to partner with a charcoal company? Well, you cook steak with charcoal, John. What are you talking? Again, if you want to save 20% on the Master 45, one word, Radio Steak. Didn't know we were going to be getting a coupon code tonight. That was nice. And now we have to wrap and run all the way back in the first hour. All the way back in the first hour. We did not...
Andrew, you are not the host.
We did not talk with Ray Lampe, but we did talk with Brad Leiniger from Getting Basted on winning King of the Smoker this past weekend, and the last version of King of the Smoker that we will ever see for now in that form. Then in the second hour, we did not...
Andrew, you are not the host.
We did not talk to Max Good from AmazingRibs.com, but we did talk to Frank Rizzo about the SteakAger and how they have grown over the last 2 years, now offering 3 different models. The original, the Master 15, the Master 30, and the Master 45. Once again, the Master 45 has a coupon code RADIOSTEAK. You get 20% off of that, so you're saving $160. Thanks to Frank Rizzo for that. Big show planned for you next week, as always, September 11th, 2001. I will never forget. Until next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, this is your program host and proud U.S. American, Greg Rempe. Good night now.